So welcome to this third episode of the Global Voices of Legacy, where we interview change makers, thought leaders, innovators, philanthropists all around the world to come and share with us their lives of impact and legacy rooted in gratitude. Today, it is my pleasure to talk to Dr. John Allotey, right from Ghana. Welcome, Dr. Allotey.
Thank you very much, Madam, my mentor and somebody I look up to professionally and also socially.
Well done. We thank God. Yeah. So you are very welcome.
Thank you very much, Madam.
Can you just give us a gist of who you are for the benefit of our global audience?
Right. So by profession, I'm a pharmacist. But by occupation, I am kind of very different. I'm a management consultant. In the past, I've worked with some of the top 100 companies in the world, including Pfizer, Beckman Coulter, BD, Novo Nordisk, just to name a few. Currently, I'm back in Ghana. I'm running my own consultancy, Allotey and Associates, and I give talks. And I'm also an adjunct. I give talks on mentorship, leadership, especially to students, recent graduates, and young professionals. And I'm also an adjunct lecturer at the School of Pharmacy for the Central University. And I'm also an external examiner for at Ashesi University as well. So that in a nutshell is me.
That's a great thing. A lot of things you are doing. Giving
Thank
back.
you very much for that.
Yeah. So this show is actually rooted on gratitude. To me,
Right.
gratitude has become a calling. So what is gratitude to you? What does it mean to you?
In fact, and for me, gratitude is pretty important to me. And what I do is occasionally I take a whole month. I post variously on LinkedIn, but I take a whole month, which I call my gratitude month, and I consistently mention the names of all those who have mentored me and to show my gratitude to them. And I do it for a whole month. And I honestly believe that the blessings come my way once I establish my gratitude to those who have actually held my hand and walked me through the paths that I've wanted to walk, but which they had already walked. And so gratitude for me, it's the bedrock of almost everything. And Madam, pardon me, sometimes I get a bit Christian. I sway into Christianity, but even Christ, when he healed the lepers, and one came back, he asked, "Where are the other nine?" Just to
That's
show
right.
that even in Christianity, even the Christ wanted appreciated the importance of gratitude. So I don't take it for granted at all. I don't take it for
That's
granted. It
true.
means an awful
That's
lot
very
to me.
good. So can you relate to us one incident or one person that you are very grateful for that incident or person, and that has changed the trajectory of your life?
All right. So in 2004, I had the unpleasant experience of having brain cancer, and
Wow.
it was a really tough time in my life. It was a time in my life where my faith itself was shaking,
Mm-hmm.
my conviction was shaking, even my leadership skills for my team. I was doubting myself because I kept on asking myself, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I've served. Why is God allowing this to happen to me? But there was one person
Mm-hmm.
who actually, I was in South Africa then. He reached out to me from Nigeria, one Professor Larry Bale, and he
Mm-hmm.
told me something which I've kept with me right throughout my whole life. He says, God will not give us something which he hasn't equipped us to handle.
That's right.
So, fast forward, I underwent 3 major brain surgeries, but by the grace of
Wow.
God, I am healed
Brain
now.
surgeries.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
brain surgeries
3.
indeed. Yes, yes. And but you know the interesting thing, God did not take
Mm-hmm.
me through that furnace for me to come out just ordinary. He took me through
That's
that
right.
furnace, using this man to speak to me. I believe strongly that God speaks through people, and He used this man to reach out to me and to tell me that the one who I follow has equipped me to handle this particular situation.
Wow.
I came out transformed. And ever since that day, I have lived my life to impact others. Because, madam, my tagline has always been impact is immortality.
That's right.
Once I
You
impact
see it on
people,
LinkedIn. That's right.
yes, I always say it. I always say it. Impact is immortality. Because the
Mm-hmm.
way we make people feel makes them remember us even when we are gone.
That's
Our
right.
names remain on their lips, and that is our immortality. It's not the physical flesh, but it's just
No,
the name that they constantly mention. And I want to believe that that is also very important. So, Professor Larry Bale really, really spoke to me at a point in time in my life when I really needed somebody to speak to me and to
that's
give me
right.
those words of encouragement. And I've come out refined. I'm convicted about what exactly my mission on earth is, and I
Wow.
haven't looked back.
Wonderful. So, what has that pivotal incident in your life? How has it impacted your purpose? So, what is your purpose now in life?
So right now, my purpose in life is that I have been privileged to have spent about 3 decades, 30 years in the corporate field, where I handled various portfolio, and my final one being high growth markets in Europe, Asia, Middle East, and Africa for Beckman Coulter strategic development. I think I've gained some experience. So I've come back to Ghana and I'm imparting that knowledge to the new generation. I do not expect them to make the mistakes I made in my life. I do not want them to make the mistakes I made in my life. So mentorship and leadership is very great to me. In fact, I'm running a program called the Level Up Mentorship Program, and
That's
it's
right.
currently in 4 different continents. It's in the Americas, it's in Europe, it's in Africa, and it's also in Asia. Where I've had people, it's an online program on leadership and mentorship, and I've had people dial in because I teach them a couple of things. The first one I talk about is confidence. Then I
Mm-hmm.
talk also about communication. Then I talk about
That's right.
time management, entrepreneurship, and systems thinking. I think this should equip the generation coming after me to ensure that they are able to survive in this very harsh world of ours. So that is my mission now, to share my experiences and to equip the generation coming after me to be in a better position to be able to impact this world. So for
It's
me,
so
that is what I do.
important. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you know, previously people had just put all the emphasis in school
Yeah.
on the technical knowledge, isn't it? But the
Absolutely.
human skills
The soft
were
skills,
lacking.
yes. Very, very
Human
important.
soft skills were
Yes.
lacking. So
One
that is
thing,
where you come in, isn't it?
absolutely. I always tell people that hard skills, you learn them in school. We learn the pharmacology, the
That's
cognosy,
right.
the microbiology, etc. But those things get us an interview.
That's
But
right.
everybody who has been shortlisted for that interview has those hard skills. So
That's
in the
right.
interview, it is those soft skills, our
Mm-hmm.
communication, our branding, our team playership, our leadership. Those are the soft
Mm-hmm.
skills which actually get us the job.
Exactly.
Skills will take you so far to get you an interview. But to get a job, you need those soft skills. I tell in fact my students as well, and also all the participants in my Level Up mentorship program, that investing in your soft skills is one of the best things you could ever do. I have learned this in the corporate world, and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people go up. They might not be all that technically 100%, but their top-notch soft skills has been what has propelled them to those leadership positions in which they find themselves.
Very, very true. In fact, it's not only like interviewing or whatever that you need. Even in the workplace,
Yes,
take
of
health
course.
for example. You
Yes.
can know all your pharmacology and therapeutics and all that.
Mm,
But that's why I tell my pharmacy and medical. I teach medical students as well. I used to do
okay.
it when I was teaching. That it's important how you relate to the patients, isn't it?
Oh yes. Oh
And how
yes.
you also collaborate, in a team effort. Because
Right.
interprofessional education, that's what I was teaching the medical and pharmacy students in Toro.
Right.
to develop their team skills, prepare them for the teamwork in the practice setting.
So the practice
Because
itself,
without that, how are you going to relate to the patient? The patient will
you
be
know,
before you, and the other professional that you have to relate to be able to bring all your technical knowledge together to have optimal benefit for the patient. So these soft skills
patient-centered
are
care.
so important. And you know what I found? Those who
Patient-centered.
were technically sound, some were really struggling with the soft skills.
Oh,
People
madam,
had
we see
never,
it all the
people
time.
were telling me they had never like spoken in front of people before. So they said,
That's
what?
one of the sad things about the educational system, but it's changing now.
Exactly,
We are allowing people to make presentations and stuff. In fact,
exactly.
madam, today, let me put you on the spot. Okay, so to the audience who are listening, it was, I think, 1995. Then
Mm-hmm.
madam was my boss,
Mm-hmm.
right? And was at the Ghana Police Hospital.
That's right.
And we were doing the National Tuberculosis Program, and we were doing direct observed treatment
That's
in
right.
that in the direct observed therapy, I believe that was the name, in the
The
hospital
hot.
at that time. Yes, and I was
Mm-hmm.
working under Professor Joyce Addo-Atuah. Then she was in charge of clinical pharmacy at the hospital. Then
Mm-hmm.
she identified that, in fact, I didn't even know it myself because in those times our training did not equip us to make presentations.
That's
But she
right.
identified that I could make a presentation and she encouraged me. And I made that presentation at the annual general meeting for the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana. I had not even been inducted into the society at that time. But
The first
that is
student to put on.
madam, you don't know, but that was the beginning of who I
That's
am
right.
today. That was the beginning. In fact, because of that, let me publicly express my gratitude to you because
Oh,
you
thank you.
identified that flame in me. And it's that
Thank you.
flame that has been burning ever since.
That's
It's
right.
that flame that has been burning ever
It's
since.
it's really important how to
Mm.
encourage and train both our students and practitioners and professionals to be able to make presentations,
Oh
to
yes,
to put
very
your
important.
your your, your points across effectively, you know, uh, assertively, but of course with respect,
With
isn't
respect,
it?
absolutely.
It's very,
Humility
very
and respect,
important.
very important. Yes.
Yeah, with respect. But then to be, you know, confident in yourself that what you are
That is
putting down is
why
important.
the
Hmm.
first the first pillar of my training is confidence building.
That's
Because for
right.
lack of confidence, you are twice defeated in the race of life.
Hmm.
But with confidence, you have won even before you started. So you might have the ideas, but you need to be confident and to have the communication skills to be able to share those ideas.
Exactly.
It's very
Exactly.
important because at the end of the day, the ideas is what you're going to be using as a pharmacist in your patient-centered care.
That's
If
right.
you're not able you can have all the knowledge in your head, but if you're not able to
Hmm.
communicate them properly, you might not
That's
even be
right.
able to speak to your patient, neither will you be able to work in
Exactly.
a
So the
multi-sectorial setting.
patient, they are looking at us,
Oh yes.
how confidently and how empathetically you communicate with them that will enable them to really open up, and tell you their problems so that you give them the best of care. So it's
You're
important. What you are
that
doing
is
is so
very, very
important. These soft skills,
I
they are not
like the
soft
word
skills.
you use, empathetic, because
Yes, empathy.
yes,
Yeah.
then when people feel that they matter to you, they are willing to open up to you. You're right.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's so important. People, I remember police hospital. Some of the patients would go to the doctor, they couldn't tell them what
No, they
was
don't.
really
I
wrong
remember.
with
I
them.
remember.
Then they'll come
I
and tell
remember.
me, Madam, no, no, no. So I will call the doctor and tell them, do you know this patient said this? Oh, so why didn't they tell me? So let them come and see me, again, something like that, to get them to write the most optimal, therapy for them
For
based
therapy for
on
them,
what they feel
absolutely
that,
yes.
yeah, it's so important. It's so important. I learned that in practice, that empathy really is important to be able
I
to
I I
put
I,
yourself in the
I
shoe of the patient. Mhm.
the
Mhm.
bulk of my work, though, I would have to admit, was not
Yeah.
patient facing, but in even in dealing with my teams. especially when I was handling the Europe, Asia, Middle East, and Africa. Empathy
Yeah.
became very important. To
Yeah.
be able to listen to them and to
Yeah.
draw a strategy that they would appreciate.
That's right.
So, madam, empathy, like you said, it's everywhere. In
It's very
whether
important.
it's your patients or your different interprofessional relationship or even within
Mhm.
your team, whatever, very important as a leader. You're right.
Yeah.
I agree totally.
Very, very important. Very important. Very important. So, what has been the impact of all the work that you have been doing? Give us some measurable, either statistics or human outcomes that you can point out as these are, it's evidence of the impact I'm having.
Uh, something very interesting just happened yesterday. I'm not even
Hmm.
going to go really far, and this is a human impact story. So
Okay.
one of the participants in my Level Up mentorship program had reached out to me because there was a leadership position in their outfit, which
Hmm.
she was a lady. She wanted to go in for. So we spoke about it. I helped her to couch her pitch and everything. And just yesterday, she called to inform me that she had just been made a deputy managing director of her place,
Wow.
and I was extremely excited. I was extremely
Wonderful.
excited about, and for me, it's those little things. It's those little things that actually gladden my heart. And the nice thing, again, going back to gratitude and impact is immortality. She called me
Hmm.
yesterday
Wonderful.
full of gratitude for what I had done for her. But then I also realized that the impact that I had made in her life was what she was going to use to talk about me for the rest of her life. And hence my name
That's
would
right.
be immortal to her.
That's
So
right.
I was very excited about that. Very excited about that. But what I do is one of the important things to me is monitoring and evaluation of what I've done. So I have all the contacts of all my participants.
Hmm.
I'm currently in cohort 6. I have the
Wow.
contact of all my participants, and I call them periodically to check
Wonderful.
on what they had done with the skills that they had attained. Because if you don't use it, it
That's
becomes
that's
dormant.
that's that's great.
Yes. So I try to call them, and sometimes you'll be surprised that just a mere call actually sets in motion like a domino effect. Things that they
That's right.
wanted to do, they talk to you about it, and they are so excited, and you tell
Wonderful.
them you play the devil's
This is
advocate and
this is what a lot of programs are lacking.
oh
Follow up
yes,
to see what they are doing.
it's
With
very
all the
important.
skills and all the yeah, it's very important.
It's monitoring and evaluation. It's not
That's
just
right.
go talk, make some money and leave. No,
And live. That's
follow
right.
up, follow
That's
up.
right.
Make sure it's not a talk shop. Make sure
That's
that
right.
at least what has been imparted is being used. Even if 10% or 15% of what they learned is used, at least it's a starter.
That's good. That's very good. That's very good. And I see you are doing a lot of teaching too. In the
Oh
tell
yes.
us about your experience as a adjunct professor in the
You
School of
know what,
Pharmacy.
Madam?
Mhm.
What I thank God for the years, the 30 years in corporate that actually exposed me to a lot of things. So I'm currently
Mhm.
teaching in the School of Pharmacy. I'm teaching management, and then I'm teaching communication, and I'm also teaching entrepreneurship.
Okay. Where is
Now,
it central?
Central
Which school?
University School of Pharmacy. Yes. Now,
Okay.
what
Mhm.
I try to do is I always organize 3 workshops every semester where I invite practitioners who are actually practicing what we've spoken about theoretically. Let me give you an example last week. So, in my management class, we're talking about systems thinking.
Mhm.
And so I got the CEO of Advanced Pharma Innovation. They are using systems thinking to address the issue of
Mhm.
healthcare financing. And it was a very
Wonderful.
practical use of systems thinking. In fact, my phone isn't here, but my class page, when I was reading the feedback from my class, because I always tell them feedback is very important to me.
Mhm.
When I was reading the feedback, I was extremely excited because now they appreciate systems thinking better because they've had
Wonderful.
a practical thing. Entrepreneurship, I brought in one Professor Lutifafa Kunye here. He is also an entrepreneurship. He's actually written a book on entrepreneurship as well. And these guys were extremely excited because he's practicalized entrepreneurship. So
Wonderful.
my experience within the last 1 year of teaching is that I'm combining theory with practicals, and it makes
Wonderful.
it might interest you to note that the class rep of the current group that is they are graduating tomorrow informed me that my class was the highest attended class for the whole year because it wasn't just theories. We were talking practical, and that is what made people appreciate what was doing. And
That's
when
one thing
it,
that we lack in our educational system.
of course,
Talking theory all the time. That's
and
why, in
yes,
my teaching,
you'd
there's
have
always,
theory, and they would ask you to
you know,
list properties.
projects that are based
Oh,
on, solving problems.
solve the problem for me. Let me understand that you appreciate what you're doing.
Exactly.
Don't tell me the concepts because we all know the concepts. That's why I say you
Exactly.
open book, open your book. The concepts are
Application.
there,
Exactly.
but
The
I want the
application is
scenario.
important because some people can just what we call chew and pour,
Oh
memorize
yes,
your theory
oh
and,
yes,
go and pour and pass the exam.
and then pass
But
and forget.
when they face the problem in real life, they don't know how to solve it.
No,
But they've not been trained to apply the knowledge to everyday situations.
absolutely. It's scary when you see some people who claim they actually passed out with first classes and cannot address some of the basic problems in our society, and
Exactly.
it hurts a lot.
It's because of how they were trained.
Yes,
You know.
that's so true. That's so true, and hence and that's why I mean, for me, one of the that's why I'm trying to give back because um, we've been fortunate to have been trained here and have been trained outside as well. So we've seen
Mhm.
the differences, and we're in a better position to say that no, this was good. We need to strengthen it, and that's what we
Exactly.
are trying to impart to this current
Yeah,
generation.
it's important.
And
And
I
those
think
of
that
us
it's
who have
also
been
a way of showing
exposed.
gratitude to people like you guys who taught us.
Mhm. That's right.
It's a way of showing gratitude that yes, you have taught us, but we have not been selfish. We are also going to teach others, so the torch can be
Exactly.
passed.
Exactly. Wonderful. I'm
Yeah,
so glad to be speaking to you because when I see you, I'm happy.
you know,
You give
anybody who
me
knows you, who knows me, knows you because I always talk about you. You, the spark was that you identified the spark. I mean, but had it not been for you, I'm pretty certain I'd have worked in the hospital, sat in a pharmacy, and most probably my potential would never have been realized. But because of that decision you made, that is why I am where I am today.
you give God the glory, you
Amen.
know.
Amen.
And everybody who passed through, our program, I mean, they've done very well.
Oh,
Still
yes.
doing very well. They are teaching so many
Oh,
people
yes.
to generations to come. So that's the multiplier effect, of really
Multiply
putting
effect.
yourself
Yes, I
out
like
there.
that. True.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, I see everybody and I'm happy. So this is this is
It,
impact. It's immortality.
but you know something? So I never really appreciated the role of a teacher and the satisfaction. Look, it's academia as financially rewarding as corporate. Not really. Not really. I can compare the two. But I can
Mhm.
tell you, academia is 1,000,000% more rewarding than
Oh
corporate.
yes. Oh yes.
There's nothing like
Yes.
teaching in class and then the aha moment and everybody appreciates what the issue is.
Exactly.
There's some satisfaction when I'm driving from Pram Pram back to Accra that
It's true.
yes, I've done a good
It
job.
is very true. I mean,
It
teaching
transcends
is really
finance.
rewarding. Mhm.
It transcends economics and finance.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I mean,
Yes.
what is money? The fulfillment, the contentment that
The
you've made an
contentment,
impact,
madam.
on people, their
You're right.
lives, their families, the people they are also going to serve.
Oh,
It's
yes.
much more rewarding than anything that you can get.
Truly, truly,
Wonderful.
truly.
So, looking at all that you are doing, what legacy are you consciously and intentionally hoping to build or building? What are you building?
Right. So,
Or what problem are you specifically solving? Or problems?
Madam, I would share a secret with you. I
Mm-hmm.
lost my mom at a very early age, and
Okay.
my mom had died from cervical cancer. So I
Okay.
had promised myself that if I ever find myself in a position to do something on cervical cancer, I'll do it. So,
Okay.
in conjunction with the Cervical Cancer Prevention and Treatment Center in Bator Catholic Hospital, I undertook one of the largest cervical cancer research studies in Ghana. In
Wow.
fact, we've made a couple of publications based on the outcome of that particular study.
That's
And for
wonderful.
me, the white paper that we finally wrote from that research program is going
Mm-hmm.
to impact the treatment of cervical cancer in a resource limited environment like ours here in Ghana. And that for
Wonderful.
me makes me very happy. So let's put that one aside. The second thing I am doing currently, like I had
Mm-hmm.
mentioned earlier, is to
That's right.
impart the knowledge which I had gained over the years in the corporate field to the next generation. And I am
Wonderful.
seeing it. I am I just started, but I'm already seeing the fruits, just like this lady I was talking about. I'm seeing the fruits. And madam, you used the word that it just struck me that this is so true. Now, can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine that if everybody who goes through my level up mentorship program also
Mm-hmm.
mentors one or two others, the multiplier
That's
effect,
right.
which you spoke about,
Exactly. That's true.
that makes my tagline of impact is immortality. Everybody who knows me now calls me impact is immortality. That
Exactly.
actually practicalizes my tagline
That's true.
because
Mm-hmm.
once you impact something, it's going to be immortal.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the things I'm currently doing. And my prayer is that one day when I'm no longer here, when my name is mentioned, impact is immortality should follow. Those
Wonderful.
three
What about the
words, impact
consultancy?
is
What are you
immortality.
doing there? What
Come again,
impact are
please.
you? What about the consultancy? What legacy are you building through the consultancy work?
Right.
Mhm.
Currently, I've had the opportunity to run training programs for bankers, for insurers, and so
Okay.
what I have is what I call the Level Up Mentorship Program Corporate Edition. All right,
Okay.
and it's based on the same pillars like what I use for my students and recent grads and early professionals. But
Mm-hmm.
this is for the corporate setting, and it's an 8 hour program which I run
Mm-hmm.
for a full day. And again, as part of what I do, there's a monitoring and evaluation pillar, which is 3 months after. And we have extended it by giving ourselves um, people within the training who now become like our peer supervisors. Let me use those words. So they are tasked with, yes, tasked with seeing that we do what we say we are going to do. And then I
Okay.
come in after 3 months to follow up to ensure that at least what we learned has now been impactful. And I'm happy to say that there's a particular insurance company in Ghana here. The initial group of people who were giving me for the training was 15. After the training, the director of HR calls me and says, I want you to run this training for my whole company.
Wow.
75 of them, I ran the training for all of them. Initially,
Wow.
it was just 15. But then, because of the impact of that 15 and what the 15 were now saying at work, they asked me to run the same program for all the people. And I thank God for it. It's not my
That's
strength,
wonderful.
it's the grace of God.
That is impact,
Oh,
isn't
yes.
it?
Oh,
And look
yes.
at what it's going to do in the company and their clients and the
Oh,
companies
yes.
they are working with. It's a
It,
multiplier effect.
oh, yes. And one of the
Yeah.
major things we did is the time management using the Eisenhower matrix, and where I went through time management. And this is a skill which was very important to them. And we had a whole practical, hands on experience with that. And the various departments were extremely excited about this. And I can
Wonderful.
just imagine in my mind's eye what that impact would be in the company. Because now they get to manage their time properly. They know what to do, what to delay, what to delegate, or what to discard. And these are the little things that are very important. And I also assisted them to understand how to determine what is urgent and how to determine what is important. And what I mean,
That's
it
right.
was great. It was really great.
And I see on LinkedIn you're also doing some things with the church. Can you talk to us about
Oh, my faith
yeah,
means a lot to
church
me.
involvement as
Anybody,
well? Mhm.
anybody who knows me knows that my faith means a lot to me. And I've realized that as Christians, I'm a Christian, as Christians, a lot of us over spiritualize issues
That's
without
right.
trying to appreciate the fact that knowledge is also very important.
Of
So
course.
there's the need for us to be spiritual, but also to acquire knowledge. So I'm doing a lot of
Exactly.
work with the youth in my church, and by the grace of God, I'm just not. I'm Catholic. I've just not been in within the Catholic circles, but I'm now moving out into the charismatic circles, where I'm doing lots of programs with the youth as well. And I'm happy to say that I think it's been very, very well received as well. I'm pretty much should I say excited that you actually had seen that in my LinkedIn postings as well.
Oh, certainly. Why should we be shy away from our faith? It's part of our
You know,
calling to
it was
teach,
one of the
to
things this
shine.
Saturday I was talking about. That I mean, if it's been good for you and you think it's because of your faith, please let others know.
Exactly.
Let others know. Let others know. You know, in our growing up, people were quote unquote a bit shy about expressing the goodness of being faithful. But it's real. It exists. It's real.
Exactly. Very good. It's important. I mean, the totality of us also includes what we believe in, isn't it?
Oh yes.
Why we
Oh
behave the
yes.
way we behave, why
And,
we
and, and
excel wherever we do, whatever we do, wherever we go. So we shouldn't be afraid or shy away
no,
from, you know,
no, no,
yeah, excellence should
no.
be part of us
Godly
wherever we are
excellence,
placed.
intentional
Exactly,
godly excellence should be part of us.
exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
very, very true. Very good.
I mean,
So
okay. So again, pardon me if I'm getting a bit talking about Christianity, but even in the Bible,
there's no apology here. Go on.
even in the Bible, it tells us that look, we need to work as if we are working for the Lord. Right.
Everywhere you are
So
placed. In fact,
yes,
that's my mantra in life.
yes,
Whatever you are doing, do it
as
as
if
you
you're
are
doing it to the
working
Lord.
for the Lord, not for man.
Is it Colossians
Yeah.
chapter 3, verse 23?
23, 24. That's my
Yes,
mantra.
yes.
So that spirit of excellence is developed. Whatever
Very,
you
very
are doing,
important.
whether people are acknowledging or not, you are putting your best because you
Yes.
are working for the Lord, not for man.
Not because somebody's overlooking your shoulder, but you
No, no,
know
no,
who
no,
it
no.
is that leads you.
Exactly. Exactly. That's my mantra, actually.
Oh, I'm
So,
glad to know that.
yeah,
I've
that's my
added it.
mantra.
It's part of my mantra. I'm adding it straight away.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that has really shaped my life. So,
Right.
whatever you are doing, no matter what it is, whether it's voluntary work, whether it's paid work, the same excellence, the same zeal, the same passion, the same integrity, that has been the hallmark of my life.
I know.
Whether people
Because
are
some of us
acknowledging it
bore
or not, I
witness to
don't really
what you
care.
were doing. If that is anything to go
Wonderful,
by, some of us bore witness to it.
wonderful, wonderful. So, if if you want people to remember you with three words, what would they be, and why is it?
Oh,
Why are they important? Three words.
madam, the three words they will remember me is impact is immortality. Three words.
Wonderful,
Impact is immortality. My tagline,
wonderful.
the way you make
Why is
people
that
feel,
important? to you.
The way you make people feel would make them want to remember you. So either you make them feel good or you make them feel bad, they would always remember you. So ensure that you would try to impact their lives in a positive way, because they would
That's
always
right.
remember you. And when they
That's right.
remember you, and I, my mother of blessed memory used to tell me that anytime somebody says, "Oh, God bless you," it's a prayer for you.
Yeah.
Anytime you've impacted somebody and the person says, "Oh, as for Professor Joyce, had it not been for her, it's a prayer for you.
That's
As for
right.
Dr. Allotey, had it not been for him, it's a prayer for you." So
That's right.
work as if you are working for the Lord, then the blessings will
That's
follow.
right.
The
That's
blessings
right.
will follow. So impact positively, because therein lies your immortality.
That is true. That is very true. That is very true. We don't want our names to be mentioned, and so people say, this person,
For
not
this
that type
woman,
of
for this guy, Dabi
not
Dabi.
that type of impact.
Because
Wonderful.
they'll always remember. So it must be a positive thing that they'll remember you by.
It should be positive. Exactly. Wow, wow, wow. So if people want to connect with you, to learn more about your work, to invite you to speak or teach or whatever, give them how they can, get to you.
Right. So there are two things. On LinkedIn, I'm Dr. John Allotey. On LinkedIn,
Hmm.
you'll get me as Dr. John Allotey. And
Okay.
then I have a personal website as well. It's www.drjohnallotey.com.
Wonderful. Mhm.
Yes. So you can follow me on LinkedIn, or you can read about me, or book me or whatever on my website, drjohnallotey.com. Just one word,
Wonderful.
drjohnallotey.com.
That's great. So a parting word for our audience. If you want to give a parting word, especially for the younger generations, what will you tell them? From all your experience and your impact and legacy you are building, what one parting advice will you give them?
The future, this world it's unpredictable, and the future of work is also unpredictable. I believe strongly that the future of work will not be determined by technology. Technology will be a bonus, will be an add-on. What will determine the future is your character,
That's right.
your creativity,
That's
all
right.
right? Those are the things. So your character, what is your character? What do you want to be remembered for?
Hmm.
What do people say about you when you are not in the room? That is your
That's
character, that
right.
is your brand. So guard your character jealously, invest in
Wonderful.
it, and build your character. Technology is an add-on, it's a bonus, but your character and your creativity is what will take you somewhere, what will help you
Wonderful.
climb up the corporate ladder. So if there's
Wonderful
any advice I'd give anybody, character,
character. Hmm.
character is worth more than millions of dollars.
That's right. That's
Character.
right.
Invest in your character.
But
Those are
it
my
reminds
parting
me
words.
of a saying that he said, your attitude will determine your final altitude.
Yes,
Your attitude,
absolutely.
part of
Your
your
attitude
character,
determines your
will
altitude. You're so
determine
right.
your final rise, not the
Final,
skills that
how
you
high
have.
you're going to go.
Exactly.
But madam,
Exactly.
you know something? Let me actually even modify that statement a bit. Your show of gratitude determines your
Hmm.
final altitude.
That is true. That is true.
Because if you do not show gratitude, the blessings will cease.
Hmm.
Be aware that people have actually held your hand and helped you to ascend to where you are going, and
That's
show
very
your
true.
gratitude.
That is very true.
Yes.
Very true.
So
And
your
showing
attitude and your
gratitude, mhm,
gratitude will determine your final altitude.
that is very
Rather,
true.
will modify the statement.
Exactly. That is true. And it's so important that we are talking about gratitude, because some people, you hold them your hand all right, but when they reach there, they've forgotten you. They see you that even they pass. But you
I,
need
I, I,
you need
I've seen a
humility.
few of that as well.
You need humility to be able to show gratitude no matter the height you've left, you've risen. That
But
is
that
very
is the
important.
beauty. That is the
Hmm.
beauty. Because for me,
That's very
madam, you would always be my professor.
mhm.
No matter the heights I would attain in life, to me, Professor Joyce Addo-Atuah would always be my mentor. That's where it ends. Full stop.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And there are other people. Come January, I'm going to start my gratitude tour again. And there'll be
Okay.
on LinkedIn every week. I'll mention somebody who has done something for me, and I'll say exactly
That's
what
good.
that person did.
Mhm. Wonderful. 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 So it's been really, really wonderful speaking to no less a person than one of my wonderful mentees, Dr. John Allotey. Catch him up on LinkedIn and on his website and all the things that he's doing. Thank you for coming on the show. We are really grateful that you are the third person on this global
Oh,
Voices of Legacy.
bye.
If you
I'm
tune in
extremely
today,
grateful.
thank you for joining us. We are on the show every 2 weeks. So tune in on Crafters Global Communications in YouTube. It's coming on Spotify and other audio podcasts. We also release shorts on LinkedIn and all over. Thank you and see you soon. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, madam, for having me. I'm very grateful.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.